Are we getting started?
Yes.
Okay, we're getting started. Yay! Day 11. Cabin fever is really starting to set in. So it's time for crazy cabin fever cocktails. All these cocktails were designed by Hillary, so I don't know where she came up with the idea for any of these. Might have been based on the mead? I don't remember. Anyway.
Somewhat, yeah.
But we got it worked out. It's going to be really good. So we're still riffing on variations of the old-fashioned because it's really the basic core cocktail until you get into some crazy stuff. And these are all 2-1-2 concepts.
Sorry.
Sound coming back to me. Okay. So basically I'm going to use 2 dashes of bitters and an ounce of something sweet, or less than that, a half ounce if I need to, and 2 ounces of bourbon. So we wanted to use, or Hillary wanted to use this mead that we picked up. This is from Hive & Barrel Meadery. This is their hibiscus mead, so honey wine with hibiscus flowers. 12% ABV. And it obviously has a lot of fruity flavors and has a lot of sweet flavors. She was building something with chocolate around it, so we're using Scrappy's bitters, chocolate bitters there. And we're using Rock Castle. This is batch 8. This has a beautiful chocolate character to it that should complement everything together. Then we're going to do another variation on it, swapping out the mead, and then one more version is going to be the mocktail. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Just really quickly, the second version will have something that hopefully you actually have in your pantry.
Yeah.
We understand that not everybody's going to have mead. We just wanted to play with this fun flavor profile for when you start buying random stuff again. You might want to try it. But we do actually, our second cocktail is going to have something that you should have in your fridge. Yep. And he's hidden that behind his logo right now.
I have. I'm hidden it. It's totally hidden. All this is going to be shaken, so I fill my shaker with ice. And I've opened up my Rock Castle there, so I'm going to start with my bitters. You always start with your smallest, cheapest ingredients. Ooh, that wasn't coming out very well. Okay. 2 dashes of my Scrappy's chocolate bitters. I'm going to use a full ounce of this because this is less sweet than a simple syrup.
It's got a lovely flavor though. I've been playing with it a little bit today. I did try a little bit of something with tea earlier, which is not something we're doing tonight, but I might put the recipe online for that anyway.
Incredible beautiful color on that too. And then 2 ounces of my freshly opened Rock Castle by our friends over in Barrel House Distillery over in Lexington. And then I'm going to shake this. I could stir this because this is actually clear, but I think shaking is just going to be the way to go for everything tonight. And if you're following along at home, you can use your mason jar with a lid on it. Works great as a shaker. All right. So that should mix really well together. Now if you were at a fancy cocktail bar, this would probably be served with like a spike of like honeycomb on the side of it. But obviously we're skipping the garnish. They might even put a hibiscus flower on it, who knows. But we're not doing that because we're doing these at home. Et voila. Isn't that a beautiful color? I think that looks really cool.
And as always, we'll put the recipe online afterwards, and if we have to tweak the recipe any, so far I don't think we've had to tweak anything.
Not really.
We had one thing we didn't really tell people what we actually had used, and we did have to tweak that.
Movie magic, we had to fake one thing once.
But it was going to be fine another way.
Do you want to try it? Are you waiting?
Yes, I do want to try it.
There you go.
Oh, that's really good.
Okay, so yeah, super tasty. Okay, so now that is the one with the mead. Now I'm gonna swap out my mead with another sweet, like you might have at home. Here we're gonna use some strawberry preserves, and this is where you're gonna have to really go to town on the shaking. So I'm doing the same cocktail I did before. I've got fresh ice in my shaker, 2 dashes of my chocolate bitters. They're a little slow to come out of that for whatever reason. I'm going to try and eyeball about an ounce of my strawberry preserves there, and 2 ounces of the Rock Castle. Strawberry preserves work really well with moonshine as well, and these guys have a great moonshine and a They call it Dark Shine, which is an aged moonshine, which is really, really good with strawberry.
Isn't it Devil John Shine?
Devil John Dark Shine, yep. All right, now this is gonna take some effort. Because I'm more than just chilling it and giving it a little dilution, I'm also trying to get the jam there to integrate.
So one quick thought, or one quick question, and this is not our realm of expertise, but do we actually know what the difference is between jam, jelly, and preserve?
No.
I think jelly does not include any of the fruit pulp, but I'm not certain on that. I'm not sure at all on the difference between preserves and jam.
We could Wikipedia that later.
Yeah.
Now, this does introduce some of the fruit directly, which is awesome, which gives it this beautiful texture with the solids floating in there.
And before anybody cringes about the fact that we're both drinking after each other, we're married, and it's alcohol, and we're stuck in a house together.
That is phenomenal. That is really, really good. All right, now.
That is really, really good. They're different too. They're very different because you've got the hibiscus mead, which is a very different flavor profile, but they have some similarities. Obviously.
So now we're going to do a mocktail version of this. So we're just graduating by moving one ingredient at a time. So I'm going to take away the alcohol. I've already taken away the mead, and I'm going to introduce some tea that Hillary made earlier, which is Elmwood Inn's Southern Pecan, which is going to give us some nutty character, some tannic character, which is going to give us a close approximation of a non-alcoholic bourbon. And then I've got fresh ice and a fresh shaker. So same thing. I'm doing 2 dashes. That's 2 dashes because it's taking a little while to get out of there. My approximate ounce of
Strawberry
preserves, and I'm going to do 2 ounces of my tea. So if you're trying to make a big tall drink, you just simply use more tea. And then you could do it in a big, quart mason jar or something like that, and make a whole big bunch of it.
Whole family.
Yeah. All right, a lot of work here. That's a much longer shake than you normally do, but that's okay. Great looking texture on this. Swapped out my strainer so it doesn't fit in the larger size. So I'm using a julep strainer here, which is going to fit in the smaller one.
The reason we're using that is simply that we don't have 3 Hawthorne strainers.
Yep.
Okay.
Look at that, that even produces a little foam on top, which is really, really cool.
So, as was what we said last night and the night before, bitters do have a tiny bit of alcohol in them,
yes.
But there are a couple of lines that use glycerin as a base instead if you want to go 100% alcohol free.
Yeah, this is...
That's delicious.
That is amazing.
That taste,
Yeah,
that
so
really brought out some of the chocolate.
50% alcohol, but you saw that I used like 20 drops. So, yeah, that really, really brought out the chocolate character more on the tea than it did on any of the others. Actually, you can see a nice little color difference and texture difference among those different cocktails. So, there we go. I don't even know what to call these. I mean, they would probably be, unless they were given some sort of weird fanciful name.
Well, we'll come up with names for them online.
They'd just be the description of the ingredients as the recipe is how you do it in cocktails. So, thank you for watching. That was fun. These are really good. And if you have ideas for future shows and like cocktail recipes and ingredients, anything you've got in the pantry, please let us know, because eventually we're going to run out of good ideas.
So do we want to say, we kind of have an idea for tomorrow night, but obviously if somebody gives us a better idea, we might go with that. We were going to do, you want to call it a mock shrub?
Yeah, we'll do a mock shrub.
Something that has a mock shrub
in a cocktail and a mocktail. Sounds good.
All right. So as always, we'll have the recipes online afterwards on our website, and let us know if you have something in your pantry you want to use.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.